My name is Tun Khin. I'm a Rohingya, born and brought up in Arkhana State, western part of Burma. I left from my country when I was 17. I'm a genocide survivor. My grandfather was a member of parliament during democratic period time in Burma in 1950s. And my mother's grandfather was the first judge in northern Arakan. But I was not recognized as a citizen in Burma because I'm a Rohingya, because of 1982 citizenship law, which deprived basic fundamental rights of the Rohingya. During democratic period time, Rohingya enjoyed all the rights. After 1962 military coup power, a strip of our ethnic rights. And then 1982 citizenship law taken all the rights. And then they imposed restriction on movement, restriction on marriage, restriction on education. When I was in Arkhana State, I have faced, like, for example, from Berlin to Frankfurt, if you need to go, you need to get a pass for the Rohingya. And it takes 2 to 3 days. And if you want to get married, you need to get a pass. It takes like 2 to 3 years. And if you married secretly, you were sentenced to jail. That is what Burmese military did. And our land been confiscated by the military, even my father's land. And they kept under military control. And military brought non-Rohingyas to Rohingya lands. And Rohingya have to provide food and everything. And they fight with those non-Rohingyas, whatever military brought are ex-criminals, ex-prisoners. And they fight with Rohingya community. And then if you go to the police station and authorities to inform, Rohingya were prosecuted, not them. And because of that, 1978, 250,000 Rohingya fled. In 1991, 270,000 Rohingya fled from Burma to Bangladesh. In 2016 and 2017. What Rohingyas are facing is a genocide. It's very intentionally institutionalized persecution against a community to get rid of from Arkhana State. First, ethnic rights they strip off, and then citizenship right, and then they keep all restriction. And then they create popular violence. What happened that popular violence? Hate speech in 2010, after so-called reform came in Burma. After so-called reform came in Burma, 2013 and 2013, after Facebook was used by many users. Before 2010, the people, they do not have even a phone, mobile. That's what situation in Burma. So what happened is many influential people, military, civilian government people, Buddhist monk Wiratu, Ming Aung military leader, NLD government people, they spread up hate speech. After that hate speech, we face mass killings, which is 2016 and 17. So, ethnic rights taken away, citizenship rights stripped off, restriction of movement, marriage, education, creating popular violence. Finally, they burn down your home, they push you from the country. So that is very intentional, and we call international community, United States government have declared what's happened to Rohingya is a genocide. So let me bring you now some of the things, what's happened to me. Since 2016, I have received extensive death threats of violence have been subject to a spread false information by influential figures, members and supporters of NLD, State Administration Council, and currently, and Myanmar military before, and also Myanmar diaspora. Threats of violence, the spread of false information have been made predominantly on social media platforms, including Facebook and Twitter. I have received messages and seen comments threatening to kill, arrest me and due to my Rohingya ethnicity and activism. Some examples include when he steps in Thailand, just finish him. I have also been subject of false information which alleges that my organization is funded by Islamic terrorist groups and something like that. And often these violence or untrue posts receive thousands of likes, comments, and shares. The level of online harm is directly correlated to my activism, increasing when I participate events like when I was speaking in United States Senate hearing, and after that I did media interview, and then these news are fake. This guy is a propaganda, and he is just lying to U.S. Senate and U.S. Congress, and we must finish him. Why he is still alive? Why American Rohingyas are doing, American people in Burma, Burmese American people are doing there. So that is threatening me straight away, immediately, my, practical things, whether I can go out from Washington, D.C., New York, whether am I safe, this kind of things really harmful to me when these things came up. And also, when I filed a case in Argentina, 2019, which is a universal jurisdiction case. Why that case? And 2017, I visited to the camps, and I met many genocide survivors. And they told me the horrific crimes, what they faced. And I met many survivors. I remember a few stories. One old man told me, my daughter was raped in front of me, and my son was slaughtered by the Burmese military. My grandchildren was thrown to the fire. And in 2017, 390 villages burned down by this military. And that time, through Facebook, military commander-in-chief who ordered to kill, burn Rohingya villages, who ordered to rape Rohingya women, who ordered to slaughter Rohingya people, he put it in Facebook. This is unfinished business of 1942. There is no Rohingya in Burma. Let's just solve this problem through clearance operation. And many people likes it. And that encouraged military to kill many Rohingyas. According to some NGOs from Canada, at least 20,000 Rohingya people were killed in 2017 in 3-4 weeks of so-called clearance operation time. That is what happened to Rohingya. And I met those survivors. They told me unitedly, one voice, brother, we want justice. We want justice. We want justice. The military brutal, we cannot forget. That is what's happened to me. And rape victims, their stories unbelievable. When I come back to the hotel room, I couldn't sleep. And that is how, instead of my 1 week visit, I spent there 4 weeks. And then I decided to file a case in Argentina, universal jurisdiction. That is how the case happened. And that case recently released arrest warrant, military commander-in-chief Karen Kulida, me online, and other 22 to 21 top military officials who are, until today, ruling in Burma. And also civilian leader Aung San Suu Kyi and former President Trinja and another civilian village chairman. Those 25 lists came out last 1 month and 3 days ago, 14th of February, and the Facebook is spreading up. A lot of messages I received, death threat on the post in RFA, Radio Free Asia, Burmese interview, Mizima, Burmese media interviews. Down there, if you see why this guy is still alive, why this guy is still doing, he insulting our leader. There is no genocide, no Rohingya. Get rid of them, kill them all. Why these people are still annoying from outside? And during 2017, when I met the survivors, they told me this evidence. Through Facebook, many civilians also joined. We must get rid of them, finish them. And Buddhist monk Wiratu, he mentioned, these are not people, these are animals, just kill them all. And military, they put on Facebook, and They are joking. Today I killed 10 Rohingya. He said, only 10. And he said, I tried. I couldn't do more. And these people are very funny and a joke, a lot of different ways. So it's unbelievable hatred, racism. That is what deep-rooted against Rohingya community in Burma for many decades. That is what we are facing. So, as far as I'm aware, Facebook have not removed comments and messages directed at me and included death threats, threats of violence, false information. Despite reporting posts to Facebook on a few occasions, no action was taken by them. The threat on social media have caused extreme fear for myself and my family. Given the very real nature of threats, I was compelled to report the police, who secured my home and advised that install a camera. In 2019, I witnessed a car drove onto my property, which later found out he was connected to Burmese embassy. And due to my family fear arising from online harm, I felt pressure to limit my activism and travel. However, I have never given up. The Rohingya have suffered a long history of discrimination, persecution as a genocide. So I know that we must do our best to end this genocide. We must get perpetrators to justice. So I would like to mention about experience of content social media platform inciting hatred and violence against the Rohingya population. I have also witnessed extensive unregulated harmful content on social media that incite killing and violence against Rohingya people. Anti-Rohingya content has been posted on social media since 2015, wasn't it during 2017 at the height of massacre of continuing today. And the platform rules. Facebook and other social media platforms are complicit in the genocide of Rohingya by allowing a spread of harmful and violent information. For this section, I will focus on Facebook as the platform that not facilitated persecution and genocide of the Rohingya, but actively encouraged it. And I visited to the Facebook, Silicon Valley, in 2019 April. I met some Facebook executives, and an officer from there raised a lot of these things. What's happened? I visited to the camps, and they told me this Facebook played a role, and this and others. What's happened in RFA, BBC interview, Burmese section, how the comments are really bad for me and my other colleagues here and other many activists. That is what going on in Burma. This is a really danger, and they say we're trying, we will do our best, and that's how they are responsive, and they haven't taken action. And I met two Twitter executives, and that time Twitter, me online, Twitter was still there. I say, how come you still keep me online, who is architect of genocide, military criminal, who is spreading hate speech? You put his Twitter until now, and then after a few days, they suspended it. But still many more remain, other military. So, digital context, what I want to explain is to understand the magnitude and reach of Facebook in Myanmar, it is important to contextualize the digital landscape. Prior to Facebook entry into the market in 2010, in an era of extreme censorship, only 1% of the population had mobile phones. Facebook took active steps to ensure it would have a dominant position in the emerging market in Myanmar, initially allowing this app and to be used without incurring data charges by coming preloaded on phones and brought at mobile phones shops, and then launching free basics program, a mobile app which also provided users access to Facebook also without incurring charges. At the time, there were no other social media networking site apart from Facebook, and no email providers. Facebook quickly became the internet, with users in Myanmar increasing 1.2 million 2014 to 10 million 2016, nearly 20 million 2018. as described by the UN at the time, there was attributed the relatively unfamiliarity of the population with the internet and with digital platforms and the easier and cheaper access to Facebook. In fact, Burmese, the phrase for going online, also mean active on Facebook. Facebook domination of the Myanmar market was direct result of Facebook growth at all cost mindset, choosing to pursue choosing to pursue monopoly in a country with low digital literacy rates and non-existing ethnic tension without putting policies or procedures in place. Promotion of harmful and violent content through all algorithms. Although the algorithm that Facebook uses to recommend and amplify content are secret, it is known that they are designed to promote engagement. Facebook knows that its users are more likely to engage with extreme or divisive comment by exploiting users' biases and weakness. And as a result, such content is promoted by algorithms and prioritized in the news feed, which is the centerpiece of the Facebook experience. In a Myanmar context, Facebook prioritized rewarded users for posting dangerous and harmful content online, recommended extremist groups to users, and allowed fake accounts created by the Myanmar military to flourish on its system. The favoring and promotion of the spread of divisive and extremist content therefore actively encourage the proliferation of such content its users. With already deeply embedded discriminatory views towards the Rohingya, Facebook algorithm handed to the Myanmar military and its extremist supporters the perfect tool for distributing, amplifying hate speech, for inciting violence against the Rohingya. It was clearly foreseeable that this would serve to radicalize users in Myanmar, causing them to then and support engage in harmful content in the offline world. And knowledge and the failure to prevent harm. Over the years, Facebook was alerted to vast quantities of anti-Rohingya hate speech and misinformation on its system. The violent manifestation that content against the Rohingya people. This was confirmed in October 2021 when a former member of whistleblower of Facebook integrated team stated, Facebook executives were fully aware that posts ordering hits by the Myanmar government on the minority Muslim Rohingya were spreading widely on Facebook because it was reported on the media. Multiple aid organizations, as well as major top-tier reporters who used to call the company when they discovered early on that genocide was being accommodated on Facebook. Notwithstanding this, Facebook devoted scant and resources to the problem. It has no hate speech detection algorithm, nowhere near enough content reviewers who spoke Burmese. In 2014, they had just one local contractor in Dublin. And 2015, they had just two. As a result, Facebook routinely failed to remove a specific post, pages, and groups or close accounts were used to propagate hate speech and incite the violence. In 2018, you all may know that Mark Zuckerberg admitted in these failings in the US Senate, and an independent report commissioned by Facebook confirmed that the platform had created enabling environment for the proliferation of human rights abuse in Myanmar. This is consistent with the information I was personally given in the meeting with the Facebook in April 2019. when I was told by Facebook officials that they could not control flow of information. And what should have done? Facebook and other media platforms should establish a robust content moderation system, invest in sufficiently in content moderators who speak Burmese or Rohingya, or local fact checkers with an understanding of the political situation in Myanmar. Those content moderators should be adequately trained in identifying hate speech, extremism, and incitement of violence, and be able to promptly remove such content. Develop and implement algorithms prioritize safety and public welfare, including those specifically designed to identify and prevent a spread of hate speech, extremism, and incitement to violence, rather than those that promote such content. Ensure algorithm transparency so the public and regulators can understand how content is being recommended and amplified. Consider the culture and political context of a country before asserting market dominance, including putting in the place safeguards to prevent exploitation of digital literacy and sensitives around ethnic tension. This may include conducting through risk assessments or invest in digital literacy campaigns. Respond quickly to reports of hate speech and violence. Taking immediate action to remove harmful content and closing accounts or pages being used to propagate hate speech or incite violence against Rohingya people. Meet the Rohingya victims engaged with the harm that their platform has caused. Set up a compensation fund to compensate victims and support them financially as they seek to restart their lives. Set up an independent public investigation into what happened to ensure the harm is not repeated. Any investigation must take recommendations and bind social media platform to such recommendations. Regulatory framework should also hold social media platforms accountable for harmful content that incite violence or spreads false information. The court should provide a judgment that Facebook should agree to comply recommendation and model formulated by lawyers acting on behalf of Rohingya victims. Mercury jury and partners for establishing Rohingya Tribunal Commission to provide a platform. That is very important. I would like to request that Rohingya Tribunal Commission to provide a platform for our stories to be heard, and as means for Facebook to distribute reparations for the rebuilding and reconciliation of Rohingya community. I stop here. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Do you have questions?
I have no questions.
Thank you.
No.
Cross-examination?
No questions.
No questions. Questions from the panel?
No, no,
No?
very impressive, but no question.
Then we thank you. You said you had two ideas for recommendations. Some I called before the bad conduct, and some I called after the bad conduct. So on the before side, you said there should be robust content moderation system, and the moderator should understand the language and the history and the people. But I'm wondering, how much power do you want to give to that content moderator? Because that person might allow speech that you would like, but might bar speech that you would also like. So are you not making that person a powerful censor of what can be on and what can't be on?
Your Honor, one thing is here, we are talking about as long as Rohingya people are,
You're talking about what?
I mean,
I didn't hear the word he said.
oh, sorry. As long as Rohingya people face this genocide, violence, and these things for many decades. In Burma, that is very clear. very familiar for the Burma and international community. So just what they need to do is whoever moderator or contents, check in, they shouldn't be biased. They should be independent.
Right.
As long as they can check this is not sensitive. I mean, reporters, AP News and CNN or wherever, BBC, they always do properly, like what will be sensitive about Rohingya issue, what will be sensitive to other communities in Burma. I mean, they should do some research and they should put some who have well done research on Burma, who is expert on Burma, who understand very well Rohingya issue. That kind of person, if they could appoint for contents, moderation, that should be perfect, I think.
I just have a question. I'd like to know if your country has, any fact checkers like you have in the newspapers. You have fact checking units in newspapers and press.
Yeah.
Likewise, for social media, do they have or no control over fact checking required for social media? Their jurisdiction, does it extend to even controlling the news on social media?
My country, that is military ruled, so they don't have any fact checkers, but they
you
are
do
independent.
You do have, as maybe not a government fact checking unit, but you have third party. Is it like private fact checkers or only?
No, in Burma, that cannot exist. Fact checkers for outside, many Rohingya activists and Rohingya.
But for news reporting, you do have fact checkers.
When we
Fact checking happens, verification, for example.
yeah, we
if
have
there's any
our
news.
network. For example, something happened in Rakhine State. 10 people were killed by the military. We checked a lot of different sources. We have our young.
Even press and media in various countries has regulatory fact checking units within their system.
Yeah, we have to. But ours one is not professional, as the Rohingyas are genocide facing. So we have separate network who are independent. Oh, these things happen. Is that true?
They're not appointed as in
No, we
through
can't do
regulation,
anything.
but
In
otherwise.
our country, we are not appointed or we are not legally binded anything.
Okay.
They are treated us as an illegal immigrant, not citizen of country. So we can't do anything after 1982.
Okay, so you're suggesting that Facebook, for example, should have their own social media fact-checking
If Facebook
team.
can hire many Rohingya in diaspora, expat, or Burmese people are many, they can check, they can do very good job. And they never did that, unfortunately.
So you want representation in the fact-checking in case it happens within Facebook?
Yeah, they could do that.
Okay.
It depends how willingness they have. They did not do that. They jump in on, they are greedy. They prioritize to get to earn the money. They did not care Rohingya lives. That's what they managed to do. That's what they did. That's what happened to the Rohingya. So that's what I say. Facebook is not only complicit. Facebook actively encourage genocide against Rohingya. Facebook is fully responsible. We must hold them accountable.